welcome back to My Mom Life. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jordan, and today I'm going to show you all about how to use the Ninja Foodi. Before I get started, I wanted to mention that I have had my Ninja Foodi appliance for about a year and a half. Yeah, about a year and a half. So there are some nicks and scratches. It's not perfectly brand new, but it is well loved and well used, and I know how to use all of the functions. And so I thought that I would make a video because I have had a few comments saying, help me, how do I use this? I don't know how to use it. I'm nervous, things like that. So I remember feeling that way when I first got mine because I had never had a pressure cooker, and I just wanted to make a video to kind of go over all of the basics of the Ninja Foodi. So let's get started. Okay, these are the basic things that your Ninja Foodi will come with as far as I can remember. I don't think there's anything else that came with it. The book right here is and this is when I bought mine. There are newer models now, but this is when I bought mine. It came with a Ninja Foodi cookbook, and it has some recipes, and in the back it has some cooking charts, which I find very helpful. It'll show you different things like vegetables, how long it'll take to cook certain vegetables, air crisp and steaming and pressure cooking, all of that. So I thought that this was an extremely helpful resource that they included with the Ninja Foodi when I bought it. And then it'll also come with a basket like this and a little steamer basket like this one. And then the cool thing about the Ninja Foodi is that it does so many things in one appliance. This will pressure cook, it'll steam, it'll slow cook, it'll saute in the pot, it will air crisp, which is like air frying, it'll bake and roast, and it'll also broil. So this has so many functions. And with this lid right here, this is the lid that you're going to use when you're baking or air crisping. And then this is the lid right here that you're going to use when you're pressure cooking or steaming or slow cooking. This is your pressure cooking lid. Now, to put the lid on, it did take me a while to learn how to put the lid on properly. It was getting like where I couldn't lock it down, but you're just going to set it on top and kind of wiggle it so that it's evenly on there, because sometimes when you place it on, it gets stuck on the pot, but when you place it on, you can have it not right and it won't. See how it's not moving? Your lid is not evenly flat on there. So I'm going to place it on, and then these two, let me zoom you in a little bit. There are two black notches right here that you're going to line up, and then the arrow pointing this way means that if you turn it this way, it is locked. So you're going to line these two notches up and turn your lid, and that is locked, and your lid will not come off. And to take it off, you simply turn it the other way and take it off. I'll go over the lid a little bit more with the valve and stuff on top, but I just wanted to show you that real quick. And then it also comes with a wire rack and the pot that goes inside, so you can take it out for easy cleaning. So that is everything that comes with the Ninja Foodi when you buy it. Now I'm going to plug it in and turn it on and show you some of the functions and each button, what settings it has and things like that. So let me plug it in. Okay, once you plug your Foodi in, you're going to turn it on and it'll light up like this, and that's how you know your Ninja Foodi's plugged in, it's ready to go. And I'll just start over here. So you have temperature controls right here, time controls right here, and almost all of your functions you're able to set a time. I believe it's the Sear Saute that you don't set a time for. And then your temperature you can change. So if we click on pressure, you have a setting for high and a setting for low, and your recipes will indicate whether you need to have a high or low pressure setting when you're pressure cooking. And then also you have time here, so it'll start out at 10 minutes. If you need to go lower, you just lower it. If you need to go higher, you just raise it up. And then for pressure cooking, I'll go ahead and show you. This is what the pressure cooker lid looks like from the top. I had to point you at this angle so that you could see. This is the little valve that goes here, and this is what you're gonna set when you're pressure cooking for sealing and then venting. But do not worry, when I had my lid in my cabinet, this had fallen out and it was stressing me out because I wasn't sure if it was okay to fall out like that, but it comes out, so don't worry about that. You just kind of wiggle it back into place. And when you are pressure cooking, you're going to want your knob on seal. And when you are doing a pressure release, you're going to move that knob over to vent. This is where people get nervous because all of that steam and pressure shoots out of here. So what I like to do is take a wooden spoon, a spatula, something like that, and from this angle, come and just flip it. That way my hand's not in the way, my arm isn't in the way. You want to come in from this way and just move your valve over. And this little red button right here is the indicator of when all of the pressure is out, your knob or this little red button will be down. When the pressure is up or built up, your red button will be up. So you know that it's safe to open your lid, and it's not going to open until this red button goes down. So once that goes down, all of the pressure is released and you can open your lid. I just wanted to explain that really quickly. Okay, now that our lid is on, if we are pressure cooking, like I showed you a second ago, we would put our valve over to seal, and recipes that you have should explain or should tell you the pressure setting, the time, and then you're just going to hit start, and I have nothing in there, so it's not going to do anything. But you will see this little white line go in rotation, and that is what it's going to be doing while it is building up pressure. It takes a while for this to build up pressure. So if your recipe says that you're going to cook it for 7 minutes and voila, it's done, it actually takes some time to build up pressure. Sometimes it can be 15 minutes, sometimes it could be 20 minutes. It depends on what you have in here, how much liquid, how much you're trying to cook. So, and then also if you have been using it and it's kind of already warmed up, it won't take as long to build up pressure. Once it has built up pressure, your time, whatever time you've set, so I think we set like 12 minutes, it'll start counting down. From 12 minutes, it'll count down, and then once the 12 minutes are over, it'll beep and it'll say done. And once you hear that beep, you know that you can either release the pressure, or which is moving your valve over to vent, or some recipes will say do a natural release, which is where you let the pressure release naturally and your red button will pop up when it is done. If you do the quick release, you move your valve over to vent and you wait for that red button to pop up. So I just thought I would let you know all about that. And yeah, and once your time starts counting up again, that means that your pressure is done. It had beeped, it said done, and your time will start counting up, and it'll let you know how long it's been sitting in there done, if that makes sense. So let's move on. I'm going to turn it off, and let's move on to the steam function. For the steam function on the Ninja Foodi, you do not have temperature controls, but you have time controls, and I believe it goes up to 30 minutes. Let's see. Yes, it goes up to 30 minutes, and when you are steaming, you want to make sure that your valve is on vent, not seal. The seal is pretty much just for pressure cooking. So when you're steaming, you want your valve on vent, and then you can steam whatever you want in here. When you're steaming vegetables or whatever it is that you're steaming, you will just put your wire rack in. It also came with this basket, but I like the wire rack depending on what you're steaming. And then you'll put some water in there and put your lid on and set your valve to vent. Then you will set your time for however long you want and hit the start button, and it will go ahead and do its thing, and it'll beep at you when it's done. For the slow cooking function, I use this function a lot. It's just like a crock pot or a slow cooker. You can set it for high or low, depending on how fast you want your meal or whatever you're cooking in here to cook. And then you can set your time for whatever time you want, and then you hit start. And after it's done, it will keep it warm. For the next function, it is the Sear Saute function. And I love this because it just makes it so easy to be able to do all of your cooking in one appliance. You don't have to go from the stove into your pressure cooker depending on the recipe that you're making. So for the Sear Saute, you just click the button and you can hit what temperature you like. It goes from high to medium high, medium, low medium, and low. And you can not set a time for this because you don't really want to walk away when you have something searing or sauteing in your pan, but you can definitely adjust the temperature, and then you just hit start and it'll heat up, and it heats up fairly quickly, to be honest. So that's what I was talking about. If you go from like searing and sauteing to pressure cooking, it will not take as long for your pressure to build up because your device or your appliance is already warmed up. For our next function, it's going to be air crisp, which is air frying. And if you push it while your lid is up, this big attached lid is your air fryer lid. If you push it while your lid is up, it's not going to turn on. Your lid has to be shut for the air fryer to start working. And let me show you this lid. So this lid right here is attached, and some people may not like it because it makes it a little bit bulky, but I find that having an appliance that is all in one is totally worth the bulkiness because you don't have 5 appliances taking up cabinet space. You have one large appliance. So this is the air frying lid. So I will show you how to turn it on and what it sounds like and how to use it. Okay, for the air frying function, you'll hit air crisp after you shut your lid, and it will give you an option to up or lower, to raise or lower your temperature. You can go up to 400 degrees and you can go down to 300 degrees. So depending on what you're cooking, you can adjust that temperature there. And then also you can raise or lower your time. It starts out at 20 minutes. And when you're ready, so I have it set on 300 for 20 minutes, and then you will hit start. And this little red light right here means that your air crisp function is turned on. And if you can hear it, I'm thinking that you'll be able to hear it in the video, it is working. And if you feel back here, you can feel some air venting out of it. But this is a wonderful function of the Ninja Foodi. I'll go ahead and turn it off. But there is like a fan in there that spins that disperses all of the hot air, and it's just a wonderful way to cook things if you're trying to crisp things up or make French fries. There's so many recipes you can make with the air crisp function. So I definitely wanted to show you that. Now let's move on to the next function. The next function that we have is bake and roast. So it's going to do a similar thing as the air crisp. It will not work unless your lid is shut. So I will shut the lid and show you. You have different temperature controls here. This one goes lower than the air frying one. It goes down to 250 and all the way up to 400. And this works just like an oven. I mean, you hit bake and set your temperature and your time here, and you can bake so many things in here. You can bake desserts, you can bake chicken, whatever you want. You can use this just like an oven, which I think is perfect if you have an RV or you're camping, or even just like I use it in my home to not heat up my whole house when I am turning my oven on in the summer. I just love this Ninja Foodi. But anyways, you can set your time and hit start, and similar to the air crisp, it will start running and it'll bake until the time runs out, and it'll beep at you, and then it'll automatically switch over to keep warm, just like all of the other functions. The last function that I have to show you is broil. Now, my lid is already down, so it's not going to beep at me when I push it, and there are no temperature controls because it is strictly just broiling like you would in an oven. But you can set your time, and then you hit start, and it'll get going just like all of the other functions. This button right here is just a keep warm button. If you want to keep what you have in your Ninja Foodi warm, you can push that. And yeah, that is pretty much the basics of the Ninja Foodi. I hope that this video was helpful and it gave you the confidence that you need or wanted to use the Ninja Foodi appliance. I know that it took me some time to try and figure it out. I did some research on YouTube, on different blogs, trying to figure out all of the functions, and I just wanted to make this video that was like an all-in-one, showing you just the basics of how to use this appliance. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love for you to subscribe if you're not already. I have a whole playlist on recipes that I make in the Ninja Foodi, and I have a whole bunch more planned. So stick around for those, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.